fans love me. What are you gonna do? Hi guys! I just had to turn Lana off because I don't want to get tagged for copyright. But as you can tell from the title of this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about Wanderlust. I recently had a really amazing opportunity to move to California, but that's a whole other story, and ultimately I decided that all of the awesome positives weren't worth the trade-off of, seeing my family twice a year. So I ended up declining, which was hard, but it got me thinking about this concept of wanderlust that we have. Ever since I was little, I was obsessed with this idea of traveling the world. I've always wanted to see all of its different countries and meet different people and just traipse around the globe. And for equally as long, I remember that intense feeling of, wanting to go out and see the world, being accompanied by a certain bittersweetness. Because I knew that I couldn't just tap into a nomadic existence, wandering from country to country. I've always felt a certain degree of being tethered, to my hometown or the place where the majority of my family lives. And so I wonder if it's just a case of, the grass is always greener, we want what we can't have. The more rooted to one spot that we are, or we feel that we are, the more we, wish to escape and just wander. So I figured if that's true, then the inverse must also be true. Wouldn't a nomad that spends his life wandering from place to place, crave a hometown or a home? But I feel like you never see that. I mean, admittedly, I am not, well versed in a nomadic lifestyle, so I could be completely wrong, I'm aware of my ignorance, but I feel like you never see, this idea of a wanderer retiring from wandering. Like, I think there's an addictive and rewarding quality to it that makes you just want more. I feel like I can understand that because after being in Paris and seeing how different everything was from how I imagined it to be, or how certain things were the same, I made the mistake of assuming that that travel experience would somehow soothe my wanderlust. It just stoked the wanderlust to a point where I wanted to see every city. So in a way I can see how wandering can become addictive, because you never stop seeing and learning, and you're constantly exposed to all of these new stimuli. In college, during this networking dinner, I had a conversation with this guy. He was telling me how he had the opportunity to, I think it was study abroad or travel to different countries while he was studying abroad. He told me something that he found really poignant that had stuck with him from his travels. This old man that he had met in his travels had said to him, the trick or the secret to making your life feel longer is to constantly do new things. Because when you're doing something new, time passes much more slowly because you've never done it before. Whether it's talking to someone new and learning about them, or visiting a place that is across the ocean foreign, or across the street foreign, or wherever, as long as it's new, you're alive in that moment. And that makes time feel slower and life feel longer. So I think that's probably part of what makes us want to travel so badly. Because I don't know about you guys, let me know in the comments how you feel, but I feel like even if you're a happy person, even if you enjoy your life, there's always this sense of wanting more, or wanting something extraordinary to happen. Or I'll be going for a walk around my block and it will be a beautiful day that is just my aesthetic, it'll be around dusk and the sun will be setting. The light starts to change color where, it gets darker and the whites become blue and everything just feels a bit more moody. And houses built of gray bricks instantly, teleport my imagination to, a little town in England, or how I imagine a little town in England. Though my imagination is probably entirely wrong because I haven't actually been there, but it just transports me into these different places, and I start to just wonder about life there, and I feel like there's a story in it. I don't know what it is, but I feel like so often when I look at something and I enjoy it or I think it's beautiful, it's not because I am reacting or responding to that thing that I see, but it's because I'm responding to the place that it brings me to, or the thing it reminds me of. Does that make any sense to you guys? Because I don't know, it's strange. I understand that I should be able to appreciate things for what they are, but I feel like as humans, and this is just my theory, you know, I'm not trying to speak for everyone because, you know, obviously everyone thinks differently, but it's my feeling from everything I've read and from seeing this sentiment recur through different mediums, through different works. You know, I feel like we want something more meaningful, something more beautiful, something more significant. You know, we're constantly waiting for something to just happen. And I think that can get really taxing when you constantly have this hope and, you know, the monotony of daily life has it that it's never really fulfilled. Regardless of where you are in the world, that desire will probably never go away because I think it's just part of being human. And it doesn't matter if you're standing on American soil or English soil or French soil, like it doesn't matter because that restlessness originates from inside, and as such no external factor could possibly resolve it. But while that may be true or it may not be true, I think it helps to understand why we desire to travel. Because when you travel someplace truly new, everything is alien, whether it's language or architecture, culture, and in that is a magical sense of possibility and opportunity. There's an electricity in it. That's really addicting. You're constantly overcome with new impressions and associations, and life just feels more wondrous, more surprising, you know, like anything can happen.